what we're going to be doing is taking a look at wide angle versus telephoto zoom lengths, specifically as it relates to the size and impact of your background elements in your composition. We're going to keep this really simple today and not talk about everything that the lenses do, and specifically about how it affects your background image. So a few real quick gear setups that I've been using. The first, when you talk about a wide angle lenses, I use the Canon 24 1.4L. I think it's the sharpest lens Canon's ever made. I absolutely love it. It's on my camera about 50% of the time. When we talk about telephotos, I've been using my trusty Canon 70-200 2.8L lens. Covers a wide range of zooms. It's the only zoom lens that I carry. I usually prefer to stick with primes. And then also a few of the images we'll have would be taken with the new Fuji X Pro 1 with the 50mm equivalent. I absolutely love this rangefinder camera. We use it when we don't want to haul around a bulky camera. Maybe we want to be a little discreet when we take photos. So let's start discussing wide angle lenses. I absolutely love the drama that comes with taking a picture with a wide angle lens. When you use a wide angle lens, you're going to have to get really close to your subject matter, especially using something like that 24mm that I use. And when you do this, what is going to happen is your background elements and the objects in your background are going to get pushed back much further than what they would normally appear in a photo or to the human eye. So what this means is if we were to take a photo and there were mountains or trees in the background, but they're wide angle lenses, those trees, those mountains, those people are going to appear much smaller in the photo than they would with real life. Now let's contrast that to a telephoto. Telephoto, once again, would be something like a 70-200, 300, 400 on up. Telephotos are exactly the opposite of a wide angle lens when it comes to depth of field, where a wide angle lens has a ton of depth. Zoom lenses, telephoto lenses, tend to compress an image and make it appear a little more two-dimensional. But what's really cool about that in relation to the background is those objects in the background, the more you zoom, are going to appear bigger, and they're going to take up more space and more attention in your photograph. Let's take a look at a few examples. The whole point of stopping and taking this picture right here was because the mountains were in the background, and I just loved the juxtaposition of the cornfields and the agriculture with the base of these beautiful Rocky Mountains in the background. So what was happening is, since I had that wide angle lens, this background image right here was getting pushed backwards to where it was almost non-existent. So what did I do? I went ahead and I grabbed my 70-200 lens and walked about 100 feet backwards across a highway and set up my tripod and my 70-200 there and started taking pictures. The results were we started having mountains. So you can see right here, the center pivot is about the same size as from this shot here, but look at the difference of the mountains in the perspective. Once again, telephotos compress an image and bring these background elements to be much larger. The actual focal length was about 144mm on this, and this was the scene I wanted. The absolute beautiful, majestic mountains and clouds with the agriculture and the beauty of the center pivots on cornfields being the star.